We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi's Ethiopia visit marks new high in bilateral ties. Prime Minister conferred Ethiopia's highest honor to address Ethiopian Parliament today. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem. Discussions focus on technology, economy, skills, connectivity and security cooperation. The US President Donald Trump orders blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela, warns that US naval armada will only get bigger until Caracas returns all of the oil, land and other assets that they stole from the US. Donald Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wiles, says he has an alcoholic's personality, calls Vice President Vance a conspiracy theorist in an interview to a magazine. Trump stands by Wiles even as she dismisses the article as disindigenously framed hit piece. And India aims to seal a series win as they face South Africa in the 4th T20 International in Lucknow. And on to the details now. India and Ethiopia on Tuesday elevated their ties to a strategic partnership as Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a productive tete-a-tete meeting with Ethiopian counterpart Abiy Ahmed Ali, followed by a bilateral session with respective delegations. The two sides explored renewed avenues of cooperation that reflect the growing partnership and shared priorities between Ethiopia and India. In his opening statement, Prime Minister Modi said that a clear roadmap is getting ready to reach new heights in the bilateral ties.
भारत इथियोपिया संबंधों को स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप पर उस स्तर पर ले जा रहे हैं। ये कदम हमारे संबंधों को नई ऊर्जा, नई गति और नई गहराई प्रदान करेगा। भविष्य की अपार संभावनाओं को साकार करने के लिए एक स्पष्ट रोडमैप तैयार होगा।
Well, Ethiopian Prime Minister in his remarks said India's consistent support to Africa's priorities reflects a time-tested partnership. He also noted that clear focus is to shape a modern partnership grounded in sovereignty, self-reliance and cooperation.
Today, we have decided to elevate our relationship from historic relationship to strategic relationship between Ethiopia and India. Our two countries share over thousands of years of connection through trade, diplomacy, education, culture, and even in our food.
Well, Prime Minister Modi also lauded strong cultural connect between the two nations. Prime Minister also thanked Ethiopia for their support in India's fight against terrorism.
अनेक भाषाओं और समृद्ध परंपराओं से संपन्न हमारे दोनों देश विविधता में एकता का प्रतीक है। दोनों देश शांति और मानव कल्याण के प्रति प्रतिबद्ध लोकतांत्रिक शक्तियां हैं। हम ग्लोबल साउथ के सहयात्री भी हैं और साझेदार भी हैं। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर भी हम कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर खड़े रहे हैं।
Another significant moment of Prime Minister Modi's Ethiopia visit was when he was bestowed with country's highest honor, the Great Honor Nishan of Ethiopia. Prime Minister Modi said that it is a moment of pride to be honored by a country with deep historical connect. Prime Minister dedicated this award to those who strengthened the partnership between the two nations.
अति प्राचीन और समृद्ध सभ्यता द्वारा सम्मानित किया जाना मेरे लिए बहुत गौरव की बात है। मैं सभी भारतवासियों की ओर से इस सम्मान को पूरी विनम्रता और कृतज्ञता से ग्रहण करता हूं। यह सम्मान उन अनगिनत भारतीयों का है जिन्होंने हमारी साझेदारी को आकार दिया।
Well, Prime Minister added that India wishes to advance cooperation with Ethiopia that helps in creating new opportunities.
भविष्य उन्हीं पार्टनरशिप का होता है जो विजन और भरोसे पर आधारित हो। हम इथियोपिया के साथ मिलकर ऐसे सहयोग को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं जो बदलती वैश्विक चुनौतियों का समाधान भी करे और नई संभावनाओं का निर्माण भी करे।
Well, this marks Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 28th foreign state honour. Also, Ethiopian Prime Minister said that India and Ethiopia is at the threshold of great opportunities. He also lauded India's self-reliant initiative.
Your vision of self-reliant India, anchored in practical governance and broad strategic partnership, speaks directly to us. It resonates with our philosophy of Madamar, the belief that when we act together, we multiply our strengths. Our nations draw wisdom from ancient civilizations, yet strive to build modern, capable states for the next generation.
Meanwhile, before holding the high-level delegation-level talks, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali showed glimpses of Ethiopian history and culture to Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the National Palace Museum in Addis Ababa. Prime Minister Modi later in a social media post said that it was a powerful reminder of Ethiopia's rich traditions. Earlier, after welcoming him at Addis Ababa airport, Ethiopian Prime Minister drove Prime Minister Modi to the Science Museum in the city. This museum showcases different aspects of science and innovation and how they can be harnessed for Ethiopia's progress. And now let's take a look at the key outcomes from Prime Minister Modi's Ethiopia visit. First and significantly, the bilateral ties have been elevated to the strategic partnership. Besides agreement on cooperation and mutual administrative assistance in custom matters, an MOU for establishing data center at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia have been inked. Well, arrangements for cooperation in United Nations peacekeeping operation training will be implemented as well. Apart from this, MOU on debt restructuring in respect of Ethiopia under G20 Common Framework has been signed. Scholarships to Ethiopian scholars under ICCR scholarship program will be doubled and specialized short-term courses will be provided to students and professionals of Ethiopia in artificial intelligence under iTech program. Last but not the least, India will help augment the capacity of the Mahatma Gandhi Hospital in Addis Ababa in the fields of maternal health care, neonatal care. And today, on day 2 of his Ethiopia visit, Prime Minister Modi will visit Adwa Monument and Museum and will lay wreath at the Adwa Victory Monument. He'll later address the joint session of the Ethiopian Parliament. In the Parliament premises, Prime Minister Modi will undertake tree plantation with his Ethiopian counterpart and speakers of both houses under Ek Ped Ma Ke Naam, or One Tree in the Name of Mother campaign. Prime Minister will then be accorded farewell at the Addis Ababa International Airport, from where he will leave for Muscat. Well, India and Ethiopia share a very strong diplomatic and cultural bond. Not only India is helping Ethiopia in economic reforms, but has been a friend in ensuring a healthy lifestyle for Ethiopia's young generation. DD India's Deepika gets us this special report from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where many young Ethiopian kids got successful heart surgeries done from India, and now they say they are in love with the country. Watch this special report.
World is One has been the voice, the aim and vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And Ethiopia is a living example of how harmony, cooperation and good governance can exist between two nations. In the heart of Addis Ababa, there exists a Children's Heart Fund organization that delivers surgeries to kids with heart diseases free of cost by sending them abroad for treatment. And India ensured that when the kids of Africa are received in India, they're given the perfect medical treatment. The result was renewed lives of kids whose hearts thumped once again.
This project has been helping us a lot. We have been sending patients to India quite long time, close to 20 years now. So through that, close to 500 patients have also received the treatment. We are grateful for this partnership.
The organization has given new life to more than 2,060 children in over 20 years. They ensured the best facilities are given to the patients without charging a penny. The successful surgeries done in India made the Ethiopian kids fall in love with the country.
I'm very happy, me and my families. This treatment that is good. This Indian people, Indian doctors, that is good.
I'm very happy to get the treatment. I'm not the word how to say thanks. After the treatment, she's very well. She's healthy. She can do everything. She can do exercise. Now we are all of our family. We are satisfied. I say thank you so much.
To make this cause successful, many private entities came forward ensuring seamless and timely treatment for kids.
This initiative has been started before a few years, and now we are working closely with the Children's Heart Fund of Ethiopia and our Indian friends in India. They are helping these children when they reach. They arrive with their caretakers. They take the full care, and the total treatment is free. India Humanity Foundation is also involved with us in that mission, and it's a life-saving project, as you can say.
The partnership between India and Ethiopia represents a broader paradigm shift in global health diplomacy. What experts describe
Dreams, because the Indian doctors help them getting the right treatment at the right time, and the government also played a key role. With this message, with this initiative, we again send the message of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam to the entire world, because the world is one family. With camera person Shubham, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Namaste.
And India and Ethiopia have reaffirmed their resolve to elevate bilateral relations to new heights following talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed in Addis Ababa. The visit saw a ceremonial welcome for Prime Minister Modi, delegation-level talks and the exchange of key MOUs, reaffirming Ethiopia's role as a key partner for India and Africa and the global South.
India-Ethiopia friendship is poised to grow even stronger. Anchored in shared history and deep people-to-people ties, both nations have reaffirmed their resolve to elevate bilateral relations to new heights. A warm welcome and special gestures by the Ethiopian leadership underline the strong personal connect between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali as PM Modi arrived in Addis Ababa. Delegation-level talks followed, marking a significant milestone as India and Ethiopia decided to elevate their relationship to a strategic partnership. Prime Minister Modi said a clear and focused roadmap is being prepared to take bilateral ties to new heights.
हम भारत इथियोपिया संबंधों को स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप पर उस स्तर पर ले जा रहे हैं। ये कदम हमारे संबंधों को नई ऊर्जा, नई गति और नई गहराई प्रदान करेगा। भविष्य की अपार संभावनाओं को साकार करने के लिए एक स्पष्ट रोडमैप तैयार होगा।
Discussions between the two leaders covered a wide spectrum of cooperation, including economy and multilateral engagement. Ethiopian Prime Minister highlighted India's consistent support for Africa's priorities, describing the partnership as time-tested and dependable.
Today, we have decided to elevate our relationship from historic relationship to strategic relationship between Ethiopia and India. Our two countries share over thousands of years of connection through trade, diplomacy, education, culture, and even in our food.
The visit also saw the exchange of key MOUs on establishing a data center at Ethiopia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, cooperation in United Nations peacekeeping training, and mutual administrative assistance in customs matters, strengthening institutional and security cooperation. Prime Minister Modi was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the National Palace, reflecting the warmth and depth of India-Ethiopia relations. PM Modi also visited the National Palace Museum, accompanied by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, further symbolizing the close relationship. In a cultural highlight, Prime Minister Modi participated in Ethiopia's traditional coffee ceremony, celebrating the country's rich heritage. In a unique gesture, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed personally drove Prime Minister Modi to the Science Museum and Friendship Park, showcasing Ethiopia's focus on science, innovation, and future growth. With ties elevated and trust reinforced, Ethiopia remains a key partner for India in Africa and the global south.
Friendship, diplomacy, and strategic ties all were very much visible on the first day of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Ethiopia, where Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali himself drove the Prime Minister to the Science Park and the Friendship Square, and then the day proceedings took place. Day 2 will also be an action-packed day for Prime Minister Narendra Modi that will ensure the bolstering of India and Ethiopia ties, not only in terms of diplomacy, but strategic ways as well. With camera person Shubham, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
And moving on, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar is in Israel on a two-day visit. Concluding day 1 of his visit, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar met Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem. He extended warm wishes of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The two sides discussed deepening cooperation in technology, economy, skills and talent, connectivity and security. Dr. Jaishankar on social media said that he valued Netanyahu's perspectives on regional and global developments. External Affairs Minister also expressed confidence that the strategic partnership between the two countries will grow from strength to strength. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar held a great meeting with Israel's Minister of Economy and Industry, Need Barkat. Two leaders discussed taking forward the investment and innovation cooperation. Dr. Jaishankar expressed confidence in the early conclusion of India-Israel Free Trade Agreement, which will further boost their economic partnership. External Affairs Minister also called on President Isaac Herzog. He conveyed warm greetings of President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They discussed strategic partnership and its continued deepening. And Dr. Jaishankar reaffirmed India's steadfast support for enduring peace in the region. Well, U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday ordered a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela, warning that U.S. naval armada will only get bigger until Caracas returns all of the oil, land and other assets that they stole from the U.S. Trump's remarks came a week after the U.S. seized a sanctioned oil tanker off Venezuela's coast, the latest move in Washington's pressure campaign against President Nicolas Maduro's government, which Trump blames for drug trafficking into the U.S. Maduro, speaking at an event, said imperialism and the far-right forces want to colonize Venezuela to take over its wealth of oil, gas, gold, among other minerals. Maduro lauded to defend his homeland. Trump's campaign has included a ramped-up military presence in the region in more than 24 military strikes on vessels in the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea near Venezuela, which have killed at least 90 people. Now, Trump has also said that U.S. land strikes on the South American country will soon start. And moving on, U.S. President Donald Trump said on Tuesday he stood by his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, after she said the U.S. president had an alcoholic's personality. Now, in an interview to a magazine, Wiles described the teetotaling president as having an alcoholic personality and an eye for vengeance against perceived enemies. She also called Vice President J.D. Vance a conspiracy theorist, branded tech tycoon Elon Musk an odd or duck, and gave juicy opinions on other Trump administration figures in the lengthy piece. Meanwhile, Trump, who regularly describes Wiles as the most powerful woman in the world, said that he has full confidence in her, as was right to describe him as having an alcoholic's personality, explaining that he has a possessive and addictive personality. And moving on to some sports news now, the seesaw battle between India and South Africa is set to continue when the two teams will take the field for the fourth T20 match of the 5-match series in Lucknow on Wednesday. India won the first match after a South African batting collapse in Cuttack. The visitors then fought back and returned the favour by winning the second T20 in Mulanpur before once again. Indian bowlers made Proteas batters look clueless in Dharamshala to take a 2-1 lead in the series. The men in blue will hope to win the Lucknow T20 and take an unassailable 3-1 lead in the series before the final match. And the third Ashes test between Australia and England is underway at the Adelaide Oval. Australia are batting first and have scored 94 for 2 before lunch was called on day 1. England arrive in Adelaide with a 0-2 deficit, knowing there is no safety net left in the series. A poor outing here and the Ashes could effectively be decided before Christmas. Skipper Pat Cummins and Nathan Lyon are back in the starting lineup, but Steve Smith has been ruled out with illness, giving a reprieve to Usman Khawaja. Well, Chicago is sparkling once again as the holiday season paints the city in festive charm. From twinkling streets downtown to classic winter traditions, the Windy City transforms into a true winter wonderland that feels straight out of a snow globe. With lights, laughter and lively holiday traditions at every corner, Chicago truly shines bright this time of the year. Let's take a look. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.